What is going on today, guys? Alright, so we got a little review for you today. Mcfarlane DC Multiverse Red Hood Unmasked. But before we get into that, do you notice anything about this guy here? Do you see anything strange? I don't know, maybe if we turn it like that. Oh, there's an arm there. That's right. This is how I got this figure in. I ordered it from Big Bad Toy Store, and this is how it came in. To which I emailed them and was like, hey, how did you miss this? And they were like, oh, sorry. And they said, you can keep it, refunded my money. So they actually took care of me. So I'm actually not too sad about that, especially since it's probably just a loose joint that needed to be popped in a little bit better. So I kind of got this guy for free. So we've got the package here, spin him around, picture of the figure there on the back, along with some of the other figures that are in this wave. And now we're going to crack this guy open, and we're going to see what we've got inside. Alright, so we got him out of the package, and I did get his arm on. Obviously, we'll talk more about that here in just a second. Let's talk accessories here. First off, we do get the obligatory card and stand there. It is Red Hood, so of course you do get a crowbar. Then you get a couple of swords here. We've got the flaming sword, which mine came in a little bent up, but no worries there, because we have another sword. We've got this one here without the flames, and I'm a little confused about this one. Is this supposed to be a katana? Because it clearly has a curve to it like a katana, yet the mold is of a double-edged sword, which should be a straight sword. But, you know, whatever then, I guess. We'll just have to see. All right, let's look at the figure here real quick first and kind of go over the sculpt. The sculpt is good. The sculpt is solid. I like it. I like the armor on the front, the bat logo, the gloves look good, boots look good, pants look good, lots of good sculpt there. I like the jacket, the face and head sculpt with the hair and everything looks really good. I dig that. All in all, the sculpt's really well done. Obviously, this particular figure does not have a lot of paint on it. It's mostly solid black. A little bit of paint here on the arms. That's really about it. A little paint here, some silver on the belt, there at the back as well. So not a lot of paint work going on here, but good, solid sculpt. One thing about this is it does have the older ankles, which suck. And it took forever to get this guy perfectly balanced to stand up. So that is a downside to this guy. I was finally able to get him in just the right position with his legs just so far apart that he would stand up on his own without the need of a stand. And that was it. This was literally the only position I could get him in a standing position where he would not fall down, and this was it. He is now perfectly balanced. So there you go. As far as articulation, it is basic stuff. I'm not going to go over all the articulation in it. You got double jointed knees, double jointed elbows, standard wrists, old crappy ankles. You know, you've got the dumbbell joint there, up at the upper torso and down at the bottom, head on the same ball peg as is usual for these things. It's all the same basic stuff with Mcfarlane, so there's really no need to go into too much detail on that. So sculpt is good. Paint is practically non-existent. Articulation is good for what it is, with the exception of the ankles, which are a problem with these figures. And so, I mean, all in all, it's a decent figure outside of the ankles. Now let's talk about the arm here, because if you see, we take this arm here on this side and you pull on it, and I'm pulling pretty vigorously, nothing happens. Then on this side, it just comes right off. So there are ways to fix that, and I probably will, or maybe I won't. I don't know. I'm not going to be putting him into some crazy positions and moving his arms around. He's basically just going to be sitting on a shelf. So his arm does pop in, and it does stay, but if you pull on it too much, it does come off. So that's some QC issues there with this one. That is disappointing, and I am glad I didn't pay for this guy, because that's something we shouldn't be getting from Mcfarlane. I expect better of them than that. And I know it does happen sometimes, but you know, it shouldn't. So there you go. So all in all, I think it's a good figure. I think the sculpt looks good, and for what it is, I think it works. It's going to look good on the shelf. So let's go ahead and throw him up with some other figures and see how this guy stacks up. All right, so we got to compare him with some other figures from the Bat family. This is obviously more DC Multiverse from Mcfarlane. So, of course, we got 3 Jokers Batman, we got Damian Wayne, we got Batgirl, and then at the back, we have the other version of Red Hood, whose entire lower torso is actually exactly the same. Everything from the waist down here, legs, boots, thighs, everything is exactly the same. And then, of course, the gloves and hands are the same as well as this new figure. And for some reason, this guy back here stands up way easier than this new one does. And just to see how he fits in with some other 7-inch scale DC figures, we've got the DC Collectibles Essentials line here. Of course, we've got Harley Quinn, Cyborg Superman, Rebirth Batman, Aquaman. And, you know, if this is your collection, I mean, I think he still fits in really well. All right, so let's talk about price here real quick. This guy sells at retail for $24.95, 25 bucks. That's the going price for this guy right now if you can find him in retail and not on the secondary market where prices are getting kind of ridiculous for him. But last I looked, he was still at Big Bad Toy Store. So the question is it worth 25 bucks? And, you know, for a Mcfarlane figure where the prices are now creeping up to 25 bucks from that $20 mark where they were just a couple of months ago, is this worth that new Mcfarlane entry-level price? I guess. I mean, it's a decent figure. It's not great. It has its issues, as I mentioned. Obviously, mine in particular has an issue, which hopefully yours wouldn't have if you picked him up, but just bad ankles, not a lot of paint. It's not a great figure, but it's a cool figure, and I am glad to have it. That being said, I think I still like the other Red Hood better, although I do like the unmasked head, which is kind of cool, so who knows, maybe I'll just swap heads or something. I don't know what I'm going to do at this point, but I do like it, and I would say, yeah, it's worth 25 bucks. Is it something you need for your collection if you already have one of the other Red Hoods or all the other Red Hoods that are out there? No. I mean, is it cool to get, you know, an unmasked head? Yes, but do you need it? Probably not, but it is still kind of a cool figure. So, I mean, look, I'm glad I got it. And honestly, you know, I got it for free, so maybe that's tainting my opinion here just a little bit, but I was willing to pay for it. And I can't really say I'm disappointed outside of anything, you know, other than the ankles in this particular one, the arm notwithstanding, because that's, again, just an issue with mine, hopefully, and not yours. So, look, I think it's worth 25 bucks. It's a cool figure. It's not necessary, but if you're a fan of Jason Todd, if you're a fan of Red Hood, it'll definitely be something that you'll want to pick up. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and we will talk to you later.